ये record चल रहा है? Hi guys, I'm Kushal Ambe. I'm a co-founder of Rynox and I look into sales and marketing here.
Hi guys, I'm Rahul Katwa, co-founder and I also head production procurement at Rynox.
Hello everyone, I'm Shamin Deshmukh. I'm the co-founder and head of operations at Rynox. 2022 marks a special year for us because we complete 10 years and we are here today to talk about this wonderful journey.
So guys, motorcycle is quite close to me and I wanted to have a motorcycle badly, but then my dad decided to give me a scooter, and then from there I happened to buy a Hero Honda Splendor, so that I could learn a geared motorcycle.
My first memory of the motorcycle was back in school when my friends had bought a second-hand RX 100. So I remember we of course did not have the money, so all friends had come together and touched in some money to buy a second-hand RX 100. And we used to sneak out in the night from one of my friend's house. And because it was a two-stroke bike, it made a lot of sound. So I remember pushing that bike out of my friend's building so that his parents would not hear of the motorcycle sound. And then in the night, we used to move around on motorcycle. That is when I learned using a motorcycle too.
My first memory of a motorcycle is back when I was in my school days. I used to hop onto my uncle's Splendor. He used to take me on small rides. I used to really love it. The idea of keeping your hands on the handlebar. It was really amazing. It was second to none. I turned 18. I purchased a scooter for myself, the Honda Dio. A couple of years later, I moved on to the Yamaha R15. And yes, so since then till now, we've been riding on off. It's been quite a journey. So the idea of starting Rynox came back in 2011 when me and my school friend Rahul, we passed out of college. We were looking to venture out on our first maiden ride. As young enthusiasts, we stepped into the market. We saw a couple of products made by local brands, Cramster, which we ended up acquiring a couple of months ago. We saw their products, they were good. We wanted something which was better. We visited another store, saw a tank bag costing upwards of 7,000 rupees. We loved the product, but I believe the cost of our trip was lesser than
the cost of the bag.
So then we said, "Nahi yaar, this is something which is completely out of our budget now, so let's consider other options as well." Meanwhile, what Rahul told us is, he had an uncle who was a luggage manufacturer for a long time. So he said, why don't we visit him, show him this particular tank bag that we love. Maybe he can help us create some prototype which we can use for this ride. I said, yes, that sounds good. So let's do that. We visited him, we showed him the images. He was also a riding enthusiast. He had a ESD back then, so he kind of understood where the curiosity and the enthusiasm is coming from. He was really kind. He helped develop us samples for our ride. We used the samples. We were very happy. And once we completed the ride, our friends asked us, saying, "Where did you get this bag from?" So we were like, "No, we just made it for ourselves because that's what we wanted." Then they were like, "Why don't you make something for ourselves? We will definitely pay you as long as it is affordable." So that's when we thought, maybe we have come to a stage where there is some gap that we can bridge. Maybe we can develop an ecosystem where people like us who would like to use their motorcycles for leisure can have a range of products which would ensure that we complete our rides through and throughout.
And I still do remember when we were making the prototypes and when there were a lot of issues, with the prototypes as well. We had spent around sleepless nights to figure out what is the issue with the prototypes, because see, there are a lot of things that goes into the bag. It's just not the design. The technical aspects also needs to be looked upon. Yes, there were people who used to guide us, but then ultimately we wanted to have a solution that can be universally mounted to most of the bikes.
They had bought that prototype that they were just discussing about. They had made that prototype of a tank bag. And Shamin mentioned that he had all these friends who were very excited to use the bag and they loved the product that they had made, the prototype. I was one of those friends. I used to ride a motorcycle and they knew about it. So they came to show me that bag. I was very happy to see that something like this is being developed and is being done by my friends, and they've already used it. So I hopped onto that opportunity of asking them if I could use it for a while, or perhaps I could just keep it to understand what's happening around in the bike. It was very fascinating to see bags with magnets which will go on the tank. I too had a Pulsar back then, so it was compatible with my bike.
So back in 2011, motorcycle was looked upon as an entity to commute, home to office, office to home, so on and so forth. For us riders back then, there wasn't really an ecosystem which would help us explore our motorcycles for leisure. That's where Rynox came in. That's where we thought, let's develop an ecosystem wherein we can have products and features which would make our touring journey as comfortable and as safe as possible.
Yeah, we were a very small subset of the entire motorcycling community. So back then, for us also, it was a challenge to find the right kind of products to make our journey safe. To carry all our essentials without any hassle, without any having the trouble to mount it in a very wrong way or risking our lives on the roads. So that is where the idea stemmed in, and we decided that okay, we need to work on this thing so that riders like us could go out there freely without any hassle and enjoy the ride.
So back then there was no vision, like what will be the 10-year vision for the company. It was more so to develop gear that would help us in our own personal motorcycling journey, which eventually translated to be what Rynox is today. So somewhere, yes, creating an ecosystem, creating gear that would help us around motorcycling, and that is how it started, and that was the vision back then.
Every memory at Rynox has been very dear to me. But if I were to choose one of the fondest memory, that would be when we started with our own manufacturing facility in Bhiwandi. That was in 2016, and it was quite a challenge for us. And to tell you that we were able to start the facility up and running, and the products were out within a span of just 4 months. That is something that personally to me was an achievement and one of my fondest memories, that I always believed that okay, India has the capacity to manufacture and provide the best quality products that are there out in the market.
My fondest memory was back in 2013, April 2013, when one of our product, the Optimus M tank bag, was covered in the Times of India. The headline said, "Rynox Optimus M tank bag is perfect." I still have that article with me, and whenever I visit that piece of paper, it brings along really a big smile on my face.
I think 2014 or 15, the first time we received our first OEM order, it was a big order for us. We used to operate out of 100 square feet space, where we used to make our own invoices, we used to pack products, we used to do everything out there. And it was just the three of us. I don't think we had employees back then to do any of it. And now we have about 100 plus employees with us. And so that phase was a very dear phase where we used to do everything. And when we got this order, that space was less for us, so we moved to Rahul's bungalow in Lonavala, where we took all the stock. We were sitting on the floor packing all the goods. We ordered food. We pulled off a couple of overnighters to ensure that the delivery is done on time, because it was our first order, so we did not want to delay the shipment to our customer, for the first OEM customer. So I think that was the most fondest phase, I would say, in the entire journey for me.
Yeah, so currently I'm having two motorcycles. One is Triumph Street Twin and the other one is Royal Enfield Himalayan.
So I am riding a Ducati Scrambler.
I'm currently riding the BMW F850 GS. The first product that we sold was the Navigator tank bag. We sold it to a customer in Kolkata. His name is Anjan Sharma. So there's a certain history behind this particular sale. Anjan Da had visited our website. He called us on the hotline number, which was my personal number back then. He told me that he had a Dazzler and he wasn't sure if the tank bag would fit on the motorcycle. So I told him, don't worry, I will send across images of the tank bag on the motorcycle. And I kept the phone. Now the next challenge for me was, where do I find this Dazzler? So near my house we had a mall, And as you guys know, mall, we have got plenty of parking. You'll see a lot of two-wheelers. So I went to the mall. I parked my scooter back then. I was looking around for the Dazzler. The guy at the parking lot was a little suspicious. He wasn't understanding what I was trying to do. I came across a Dazzler. I put the tank bag on it, clicked its pictures, paid the parking ticket, and went away. I sent the images to Anjanda. He immediately confirmed. The same day itself, I packed the product up, sent it to the shipping company, and concluded the sale. We are still in touch. Fast forward 10 years. Whenever Anjanda wants to buy a new product, he gets in touch with me, and I'm more than happy to help him out. My personal favorite product was the Stealth Evo 1 jacket. It continues to be my favorite in the form of Stealth Evo 3.
My personal favorite product, actually I have two. One is the Air GT jacket and the Air GT gloves. I just love those products.
My favorite product from the current lineup would be the Navigator series bag. That is because I've been personally involved into this project for the last 16 to 18 months, and they are the most advanced bags that Rynox has ever manufactured.
Milestone project for me would be Cramster. Cramster is an iconic brand and it brings in a sense of nostalgia to all of us. I think it was the first brand we all encountered when we started motorcycling, perhaps even before Rynox. And we recently happened to acquire the brand Cramster, and now we are working on an entire new range of gear that we will be releasing under the brand Cramster. So yeah, that is the most interesting project for me.
So the milestone project for me would be the Raid off-road gear that we have been working on for the last year or so. Especially because with Ashish Rao Rane being a part of this project, it's been quite overwhelming, and we are almost very close to the launch of this project. Maybe another 2 or 3 months we'll be launching the entire range of the off-road gear segment.
The milestone project for me would be the Rynox exclusive stores. We always had a plan of venturing into retail. The pandemic unfortunately delayed this plan by a year. In June 2021, we set up our first exclusive store in Mumbai. Fast forward a few months, right now we have 8 exclusive stores as on October 2022, and we intend to open more stores in the coming years. The reason why we wanted to establish Rynox exclusive stores is because we wanted to give our customers the Rynox experience, where we could explain the smallest of small things that our products have to offer. Learnings. Well, the past 10 years have been quite a learning curve, but if there's one thing which I would like to emphasize on, then that one thing would be teamwork. Rynox was never a one-man show. It was the 3 of us that started the journey, but we are more than happy to inform you guys that now we are a proud team of more than 100 people. Rynox is what it is because of our team.
So the future vision for Rynox is that we want to become a brand from India for the world. And I think it is quite possible because over the last 10 years, we have been producing and manufacturing gear that has performed really well, given the fact that India experiences a very diverse climatic conditions. So I am very confident that our gears will perform well globally as well.
So guys, the last 10 years have been really eventful, exciting for us. With so many new products, so many new things that we got to do in Rynox, so many new things that we got to learn in Rynox. The next 10 years are going to be even more exciting for us, more eventful with great new products that we plan to launch. We hope you guys are there with us for the same joy, enthusiasm that you guys have supported us for the last 10 years. Are you guys Indian? Please give 3 tips on business expansion.